Welcome back, folks. Chase Valenzuela here. We've got a really exciting one today. This is the Roto clone, the return of the ET Core. This time we're getting it in a modified version where they've changed the density. This has slightly lowered the RG and slightly increased the differential. But the big change here is that new OptiTrack solid cover stock that comes at a reactor gloss finish. So you heard that right, that's a polished solid that we're getting added to the Roto line. This posed a real dilemma to me as far as what to compare it to because I didn't know if it would roll more like a pearl or more like a solid. I did choose to leave it at box finish. I lightly touched it with the 2000 grip pad before we started filming, and it did roll a lot like a pearl. It did, in fact, remind me of the UFO Alert, which I know was a shiny hybrid, but it did roll like a very quick pearl asymmetrical ball for me. The operative difference for me here between the clone and the UFO Alert is that the clone is a touch stronger overall, I feel. This one is a lot more off the spot, where the UFO Alert was pretty quick off the spot relative to some of our other hybrid balls. It wasn't super quick if you were to compare it to some of our other pearl balls in the line. As you can see, the clone is probably one of the more continuously angular pieces that we have in the line. It doesn't necessarily stand up super hard off the spot, but when it does change direction, it really keeps going and gets through the 8-pin for me. I chose to compare to the Exotic Gem because I feel that these two are similar in strength, but the difference in RG values is really going to present a difference as far as the total shape. You'll see the Exotic Gem is much more rolly and tame and even as it changes direction, where the clone gets to the spot and hits it a lot harder. Again, the clone isn't super sharp and whippy, but the Exotic Gem is particularly rolly and slow for me, and so you really see the difference here between something that's kind of that medium RG and something that's lower RG, where otherwise the cover formulas, I imagine, are pretty similar in total strength, and the cores otherwise differential and intermediate differential wise are fairly similar. You see the clone get an extra 3 to 5 feet down the lane before it begins to change direction, and then that change of direction is much more sharp and dynamic off of the spot. In my opinion, this is the first shiny ASIN that we've had that's on the angular side in a couple of releases. Balls like the Eternity and the Absolute really didn't change direction super quickly for me. The Absolute was cleaner and smoother, and the Eternity was really strong overall, but reminded me of the Altered Reality, where it was sort of chuggy and mid-laney and strong. The clone is a welcome compliment and truly does fill the same spot as my UFO Alert as that bridge between some of my smoother, cleaner ASIMs and my cleaner symmetrical balls. The clone's going to fit right in between those, where I can shell down to something like the clone before I get into something like the Duo. Get your clone at your local pro shop August 18th. As always, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.